All right, homie, so I'm going to do a medium drop fade. It's going to be a skin fade. We'll do a little scissor trim on top here and an edge out of your chin strap. Yes, sir. You ever spend time thinking about God?
Yeah. My dad's goes to church a lot.
Yeah, that's not what I meant, though. You know, like personally.
Personally, yeah.
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 When you're talking to God, how do you do that?
Sometimes through prayer, sometimes just by questioning stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes just by talking to yourself.
Right. Talking to yourself. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in a way, like prayer, that's what that is, right? You know, because there's nobody else there besides you and your faith. You and your faith, and that you're talking to God. Yeah, I was just talking to the last guy about this a little bit. Yeah, they were talking about the chakras, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So chakras are this kind of an interesting concept, right? So in traditional belief, you know, about chakras, there's 7.
Okay.
You know, and there's a lot of people that say there's more than that and everything, but for the most part, what most people think about or talk about is the 7, right? And each of those chakras has like a physical place on your body, and then they also have like a category of emotion that they're associated with, right? And there's 3 types of states that each chakra can be in: depleted, overactive, or, you know, balanced, right?
Okay.
And spending a little time in mindfulness, thinking about those categories of emotion, and, you know, about your spiritual state of being, you know, can be one of the more rewarding ways to spend your relationship with God.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because getting yourself into a state in which like all of your chakras are balanced will, you know, put you in a state where your soul is experiencing life in a healthy way.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, the lowest chakra is the root chakra. And the root chakra is the one that has us like stuck in, you know, in attachment. It's like our attachment to like our car, or the place that we live, or, you know, or the politician that we think's our hero, or whatever, you know. And you see it immediately once you start to become aware of the chakra system and all that. When people are overactive or in a depleted state.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Chasing something.
Yeah. The depleted people are like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, the people that have balance, they're aware of the earth. They're aware of the politicians. They're aware of everything, right? But they don't like give it power. You see it, how that is better? Right? You know, and that's kind of the idea of the whole like spiritual state, right? Is what do you want to give energy? That's the one thing you want to be definitely in control of. Is what you give energy.
Yeah. Like you said, it's one thing recognizing it.
Recognizing it is a big part.
It's a big part. And then the second part of that I always struggle with is not giving it the energy or not letting it weigh you down. Just recognizing what it is and then just being balanced about it.
Right. Actually, saw this on the last Airbender. You know, the Avatar.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fire.
they had this little snippet, you know, that I saw this little video of where it was talking about the attachment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And attachment being the root to like all unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, states of chakra.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's a really good show.
it is, dude.
Really good, yeah.
And those are wise words too.
Really?
From a cartoon.
Yeah.
A children's cartoon. Yeah, but it really is. It's like it's the root of, you know, all of the negative states of being is attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the primary spiritual tenets that I've seen, you know, mirror across all faiths is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always thought about that. I was like, okay. So in every major religion, every major spiritual path, you know, that, you know, is talked about, forgiveness seems to be like the root.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to ask myself, why is forgiveness so important to getting to heaven? You know, for all these religions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because without forgiveness, you can't be in a state of like, you know, detachment.
Balance, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah, because, you know, if you have an enemy, you're giving that person energy in your mind.
Right, yeah.
You know, like, oh, fuck that guy. I'm never gonna forget that guy. That, you know, that guy that harmed me, that guy that, you know, hurt me, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him power in my mind forever.
And he's not even thinking about it too.
Not even.
He's doing more asshole shit to someone else.
Right. Exactly. And that's something that's kind of like a really interesting topic. It's like, who do we forgive for?
Right, yeah.
Right? Is it for them or is it for us?
Right, yeah. That's true. I'm forgiving you for my sanity.
Correct. Yeah. You know, it's kind of an interesting thing. We go into these like ideas, right, where we think like the external world is the thing that we need to focus on to get what we want. But if you focus on the external world and you have your eyes out always, right, looking at the external world, you'll never get anywhere.
Right.
Because you're focusing all of your energy on everything else,
Yeah.
everything outside of yourself.
Yeah.
But the way to change yourself, the way to become strong, the way to get the things that you want is to look within.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Not focusing as much on what other people are doing.
Focus on yourself. That's how you become truly powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You become powerful when you have all of these things, like you're filling your cup, right? Your cup will start to spill over and then the people around you
Right.
will
Yeah.
benefit from that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
right? That's another thing about attachment as well, right? One of the biggest signs that somebody is ultra attached to the exterior is that they're like nice, that they're a nice guy, right?
Right.
People don't like nice guys. What happens to nice guys is that they get used,
Yeah, walks all over.
get walked all over. So better than being nice is being kind.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we talked about this last time. That was really good.
Yeah. So kindness is consideration, basically.
Right.
It's consideration. It's where you consider others. But, you know, in being kind, you also have like a duty to be kind to yourself, right?
Right.
So you consider yourself too. And kindness is just basically, it's kind of another way of saying self-love, or, unconditional love for self and others.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think that goes in line with my dad's philosophy for lending money. He's like, I'm not gonna lend anybody money. If you need money, I'll give you a little bit of money, but I'm not gonna lend you money because it's already like that money's in my mind. I'll lend you some money, and there's already some conflict there, you know?
Right.
Versus if I'll help you out with something, I'll give you some money, and if you pay me back, then that's on you. But I'm not gonna lend you the full amount, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be kind, but I'm not gonna lend to everyone, and everyone's gonna walk all over you.
Yeah. Well, something people need to understand is that getting personal money, money from non-financial institutions,
Right, yeah.
that's a difficult thing.
Yeah.
That is not easy, and anytime you need to know that is like, start asking your acquaintances for, a loan, a large loan with interest.
Right.
Ask them to invest into you and what you do, right? And watch how hard it is to get them to do that.
Yeah.
And then, people go and they ask people for a 0 interest loan.
Oh, right.
People who love them,
Yeah.
right? Oh yeah, I just asked my brother, for a 0 interest loan. I know he'll give it to me because he loves me, right?
Yeah. Or same thing with like someone starts a small business. It's like, oh, come on, hook me up. It's like, oh, this guy knows me. He'll probably hook me up with this service or whatever they're doing.
Right.
Versus like, oh no, he's working hard. I want to help him and support him in his business.
Correct. And that's something that I think that people don't really understand, right? It's like, once you put people in these positions, or you've been in these positions yourself, you start to really get it. You start to see that when people don't have a what's in it for you, in the ask, then they don't really love you. They're using you, right? Yeah. And it's okay to reach your hand out, and ask for help when you need it, right?
Yeah.
But how do you show people that you love them and you respect them, right? Well, you make sure that you don't get into those positions.
Right. Yeah.
It's a part of self-love, right?
Right.
And love for others.
Because I don't want to put myself in that position, and I don't want to put you in that position. You know?
Right. Exactly.
And like you said, it's alright helping people out, but if it's like 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and it's like the same thing, and you're not learning your lesson, I'm enabling you.
Right.
I'm now part of the problem of you not fixing your stuff.
Right.
So I don't want that on any of it.
Yeah, it's a big issue. It happens in lots of families.
Yeah.
I mean, the number one reason that families break up, that people have these like problems with each other for so many years and stuff.
Yeah.
That's something I've been having to give up as well. It's been very tough, but I wanted to have this like semblance or this idea that somehow my family was more special than people who aren't my family. This attachment to this idea that, my family should be some elevated class in which I give exemption to, when it comes to like being used or whatever. But it does what you would expect. If you let yourself be used, you will be used. You know what I mean? You'll attract that into your experience. You gotta ask yourself, if being used is necessary. You know, that's a necessary thing, you know, for them to love you. Do they even love you? Or are they just attached? Yeah.
Especially when it comes to family, the whole for their family thing.
Yeah. Excuses for suckers. Look a sucker. It took me a long time to learn this. Something I never really thought about too much was these people that choose not to have kids. You know, that's interesting, you know. That's a choice, you know. That's a choice that has a lot to do with attachment, right? They choose